Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very, very special mentee interview. Today, I'm joined with Wise Gentleman e-commerce mentee Ryan. Now, Ryan has been part of our Wise Gentleman mentorship and he's been building our e-commerce business. Ryan, how long have you been in e-commerce, or how long have you had your current e-commerce store for, Ryan, before we jump into things?
So it's literally just been a couple of months.
Wow. So
So
2 months.
literally 2 months.
Incredible. And before we jump into things, how much have you made so far today, Ryan, with your e-commerce business? I know it's only 11:30 a.m. right now, but how much have you made today?
So we made just short of £700
Wow.
for
There you
11
go.
a.m.
So 2 months within the Wise Gentleman, made just short of £700 today so far. It's 11:30 a.m. in the UK, and Ryan is a testament really for building a greater life for yourself, committing to the process of becoming the best version of yourself and learning e-commerce as a skill and just really how much it can impact your life. So, we're going to do an interview today where Ryan is going to give some of his wisdom on his experiences within e-commerce, his experiences within our mentorship, and in our community. And he's going to share his strategies and how he's actually got to this point. And then, of course, he's going to run you through, and we'll do it together. We'll run through how we're planning to scale him from this point of £700 today by 11:30 a.m. to know some really, really big and life-changing numbers. So please just give a little introduction into yourself. You know, who you are, where you're from, your background, just a little bit of intro into yourself so people can get an insight into who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously I'm Ryan. I'm originally from Hertfordshire, but I live in Colchester now in the southeast of the UK. I'm actually an online fitness coach. That's what I've done for the past 2 years full time. And I kind of got started in e-commerce around, just to say, it's over 2.5 months ago. And actually, James, to be honest, it was you that was that I was curious as to see this guy. Who's this guy with the Audi R8 V10? That's not normal at 22.
Yeah,
And I was like, the curiosity just set in. I thought, I want to find out what this is. And I started e-commerce with zero experience. Don't know how to build a website, didn't know much about it, but it just goes to show, if you just apply everything that you've told and everything you've gone through, this is what can happen. And as you say, this is just a start. I'm only 2 months in.
yeah,
So the future looks, very, very exciting, to be honest,
yeah.
you know.
Absolutely. And what motivated you to actually start your e-commerce business? Obviously, doing fitness coaching, which is great, and that's an online business, which is fantastic. So I'm sure there was a lot of skills that you learned through learning how to market your online fitness coaching business, and that is what we teach mentees and people who, get the opportunity to come on board with us. It's like it's not just the money that you can earn, but it's the skill sets and how applicable they are to quite literally every single business that you start for the rest of your life. And they're all very, very transferable. But what actually motivated yourself to start your e-commerce business, Ryan?
So for me, I'm very hot on the idea of freedom in
Yeah.
terms of being able to live how I want, do things when I want, and be in control of every variable possible, both positive, negatives, and be responsible for everything that happens in my life. And the business model that e-commerce offers is exactly that. So the terminology that you yourself use and everyone uses in your network and your team is printing money. I can go about my day with my clients and my personal training business whilst my e-commerce is still making me money and giving me that freedom to be able to be present, be here and live life for myself and how I want, if that makes sense. I'm very hot on freedom. I like to be able to do things when I want and how I want. And the business model e-commerce is allows that to happen. And it's in the past 2 months, I've seen a very small glimpse of the opportunity and the possibility that e-commerce can have. And like I say, the only way is up. And I'm
Yeah.
just excited to keep building, keep being that sponge that I say, where I absorb everything that you guys tell me and just go and action it.
Absolutely. And there's one thing you do, Ryan, that all of our successful mentees and members of our community do is, when they get a piece of information, they absorb that piece of information and they action it as soon as humanly possible. And Ryan absolutely does this without fail. He understands that he doesn't know everything and that we're all learning at the end of the day, but Ryan is new to e-commerce, 2 months in. So as soon as he gets a piece of information, he takes it on board, he trusts his mentors and he trusts the community and he actions it. And I mean, how has the Wise Gentleman, our mentorship and e-commerce moved you closer to your goal of freedom? And how has it impacted your ability to actually live a life of freedom?
Number one, giving me the skill set to be able to earn in that way. I'd say number one, because without the skill set and taking the time to digest all the information, it wouldn't be possible. That's my number one for me. And it's if I could say anything to anyone who's thinking about, starting e-commerce, it's be prepared to be the sponge and take in and absorb all the information from the professionals like yourself, James, the people who've been there, seen it, done it. Take the information, apply it to yourself, and run with it. And no one's going to be the master before you're the student. You
Yeah,
have to be the student first and just take everything in and then go and apply it. If you can do that with the structure and everything you say, it's hard to not do well in that sense, if that
yeah,
makes sense, because you guys are so good at what you do. I've literally just followed you step by step by step by step by step, and here we are. And this is just the start. So I'm living proof. If you just do what's required and action it and adapt it to yourself, to your own store, this is what can happen.
I love it. Ryan, could you drop a screen share and just show everyone your Shopify dashboard
Yeah.
in the analytics for today?
Here we are. This is today.
Amazing. Now, if you could just drop a refresh. So, yeah, to confirm, it is 11:38 a.m. in the UK time right now. You can drop a refresh on the yeah there. So, obviously, scaling your store. Is there any key principles or key lessons that you've learned within our team and within our mentorship that have really propelled you forward in ways that you didn't expect? Or is there any key lessons that when you applied those key lessons, things really, really started to kick off? So people in a similar position to you who was just starting or were in a similar position to you, just finding their feet in ecom, getting their first initial success. What strategies have you applied that really gave you that light bulb moment or really accelerated your growth further, Ryan?
So actioning stuff immediately and focusing on one thing at a time, I would say. You know,
Yeah,
not, yes, there's different principles to focus on, but actually focus on one thing at a time. So let's make sure website is where it needs to be. Let's make sure ads are where they need to be. Let's make sure that we've built enough trust in the website. And let's make sure that, we got the right products. And if not, it's all a learning experience.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's what I would say. And it's all about, that AAA method I love, that action, analyze, adjust. That is literally it. If things are working, fantastic. If they're not, okay, let's work out why, and then let's try and work out from there how we can make it better.
Yeah,
And just having that mindset of let's just keep pushing. Let's not kind of, okay, this ad didn't work or whatever. Let's just move on to the next one, keep it rolling, and learn from it. I find I've learned a lot from just a little bit of trial and error and a little bit of testing and just keeping the process rolling. And if you do that, I think you can't fail.
yeah.
It's when, and it's a journey, right? I'm sure there'll be lots of highs, some things, some might be lows, you don't know. But as long as you just enjoy the journey and action things, analyze them, work out what's gone well, what's not, and then move forwards, it's hard to not succeed, I think.
Absolutely. And we've had this conversation before as well, Ryan, and this is really the mindset that all of our community and team members embody is the two keys to success. Firstly, speed of execution. All
Mhm.
right, we live in a competitive environment, and when you're building businesses online, you are competing against other humans, all right, and as other men. Now, if we want to win and we want to succeed and we want to, take home the bread to feed ourselves or to feed our families or to live a great life of freedom, we have to outcompete. Now, the first route you can take to outcompete is simply action things at a faster rate than everyone else. Speed of execution. And not only that, but every time you do release a new ad, or you improve your website, or you build a new website, or you release a new product, it's improving your speed of execution every single time. How can I do it faster? How can I get data faster? So you take action faster, you analyze the data faster, and then you adjust based on your analysis of the data faster. So the action, take action, analyze the data, and then adjust accordingly. And you do that until you become successful, regardless of short-term challenges that you may face. Because Ryan, you have faced challenges. I remember at the start you had an ad account ban.
Yeah.
You've been building your business. It's very, very new to you. So you scaling into some bigger numbers that you might not have experienced before as well. That's also new for you. And so continually to action and learn as much as possible so you can move with more speed the next time you do things. And then secondly, it's about committing to the process of improving yourself and improving your business at least 1% every single day. Okay, that is the two keys, right? Improving yourself 1% every single day and doing so at a faster rate every single day. If you do that and you combine it with a fantastic strategy that you have and that, we've helped you and provided you, combined with doing it in an environment which is conducive to success, right? When you're surrounded with positivity and people in better positions than you will win 100% of the time, guaranteed. And if you do not in the short term, you continue pushing forward regardless of any short-term outcome. And that's exactly what Ryan has done. I mean, if there was one piece of advice, Ryan, you would give someone who was in a similar position to yourself, right? When you just before you started e-commerce, maybe they were, just looking into e-commerce as a business model. Maybe they were looking into our community and our mentorship, and maybe thinking about is it worth investing into or is it not, right? If they can get the opportunity to join us. And they were just like you. What piece of advice would you give them right now, knowing that getting to that £700, from your computer by 11:30 a.m. in the morning on a regular Wednesday could completely and utterly change every aspect of their financial futures forever? What piece of advice would you give them, Ryan?
I would honestly give this advice. I would say that, the time is now. I genuinely think that if you are thinking about starting e-commerce, yourself, James, and everyone around you, what you say works. Everything you've taught me works. And it's about, as you just rightly said, James, just trusting the process and also trusting yourself as well.
Yeah.
Lots of people sometimes don't, whether it's they don't back themselves, but in this whole community, as mentees, we're well looked after. You're at the end of the phone every single day if we need you, and you provide us with so much value. You'd be foolish to not do it, in my honest opinion. People would be foolish to not take action and start moving forwards to better themselves, better their family's life, better their income, and have a better quality of life and live life on their terms or however they want. Mine's obviously about freedom, but other people's might be different. But
Yeah.
that would be my advice. And it sounds morbid, but tomorrow's never promised. And for me personally, I couldn't live with regret of thinking, oh, okay, what is this e-commerce? And I go, oh no, 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 I might wait till next year to start that. I can't wait. For myself, it's about let's action today. Let's find out.
Yeah.
You know, that would be what I would say for sure. Trust the process, believe in the process, believe in yourself, and action it ASAP.
Yeah. Absolutely. Extremely wise words. And people need to understand that, in our generation right now, 2025, we have been gifted an opportunity of a lifetime where we get to take advantage of, the start of online business, the start of leveraging AI to grow businesses, right? There has never been a time in human history where anybody can pick up their laptop or their computer and their phone, learn a skill of how to market and how to sell products through social media or through the internet and generate a substantial income where they can provide for themselves and for their families. There's never ever been this time on the planet in existence if you study the entirety of history. Some people who say, online business is saturated or e-commerce is saturated or making money online, is it dead? I don't quite understand that mindset because they've clearly never ever either experienced making money for themselves or even seen anyone make money for themselves on the internet because it's the opposite of dead and it's going to continue to grow at rapid rates. And in the future, it will be a lot harder to make money. You know, in 10, 20, 30 years, everybody is going to be making money through the internet. I'm trying to build an online business. It will be taught in the education system across the planet. But right now it's not. And the education system or the normal population isn't pushing people to take advantage of this. So those select few individuals that have actually seen this opportunity firsthand and have the opportunity and the time, right, to be able to try and, take that small risk of starting your business is the biggest blessing. And, I'm very, very grateful every single day to be a part of this. And that's why we have our community and our mentorship. It's to spread the awareness of this and that anybody can achieve this greatness. I mean, interesting on that topic, Ryan, based on what you've done, do you think anybody can start an e-commerce business and become successful, or do you feel that you have to have a certain level of intelligence that most people do not have, or could anybody, with the right work ethic and the right attitude become successful in e-com?
Yeah, for sure, because I'm an example of that. I had no, concept at all about building websites and the whole principle of e-commerce, so I'd say you have to be willing. That's a big word. As long as you're willing to take information, learn, and be prepared to learn the skill, anyone can do it. I didn't have a clue when I started. I knew it was selling products online, but I'd have no clue about how it actually worked. But as long as you're willing to learn and improve yourself to be able to learn the skills, anyone can do it. And
Wow.
you'd be foolish if you choose not to, in my opinion.
Yeah. And do you think you would have got to this place right now, earning £700 or £650 by 11:30 a.m. or 11:45 now without joining our mentorship in our community?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's just, it's a different way of making money that's just absolutely extraordinary, to be honest. There's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing quite like it. Absolutely not, James. You know, it's been a privilege and a pleasure having you alongside me so far, to be honest, mate. It's been a game changer already, and I'm just excited for
Yeah.
more months and just keep making progress. But there's no way,
Yeah.
you know, no way at all.
I love it, man. What's your goals, Ryan? We are in 2025. We're relatively near the start of 2025 right now, in February, the end of Feb. What do you want to achieve throughout this year, Ryan?
So, e-commerce is my priority, and I believe we're in a good spot. And as we've discussed before, James, I want to take this to some serious big numbers with your guidance, with my actionable attitude, and combined to just absolutely skyrocket my e-commerce store, and hopefully many more in the future. And keep improving my skill set, keep being 1% better every day, keep myself in the best physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, financial state possible, and just absolutely crush it. While there's people not taking action, there's people like us, yourself and I, James, that we're just going to steamroll
I
and
love it.
and that's it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Do you have a financial target that you want to hit?
I mean, we've had talks of like 100K months, which is extraordinary. And I set the bar high. If dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough, in my opinion.
Yeah,
That would be an unbelievable target to hit long term.
yeah.
100K months, then we're talking some serious money. But as I said to you before, I'm ever so happy with what we've achieved so far. But the sky's the limit, and it's time to really excel and kick on and skyrocket this into orbit for
You're a
sure.
legend, man. I love that. Do you think, based on obviously our strategy sessions and the mentorship, do you think you have everything you need to hit that 100K per month this year in
I believe,
terms of strategy?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so, because what we've done that's been fantastic, we've just done everything correctly in order. We've not jumped before we can walk, essentially. We've just gone through the process properly and efficiently and got the correct data. And then with your expertise, James, that's where we're going to work together and absolutely kick on, in the right way, at the right time, and, capitalize on the opportunity that we're blessed with, that so many people don't know exists.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it, and I'm, going to continue what I'm doing.
You're a legend, Ryan. Thank you very much for joining us in this mentee interview. And absolutely, we're going to smash past that 100K per month mark this year. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, James. It's an absolute pleasure, mate.